Okay, I'm going to demonstrate how I use my blender pens and my ink pads to do some coloring, add some coloring to an image. I stamped an image from the Butterfly Basics stamp set on a piece of cardstock, and I'm using my blender pen to color it. I'm going to start by coloring right in the middle of the flower. I want a little tiny touch of yellow in there. So I have some delightful Daffodil Delight that I'm going to use. I have my blender pen. I'm just going to put my blender pen on the ink, and I pick up ink on the tip of it, and I'm going to use that to just color in that little center. And that's all I'm going to use that for. Just a little tiny bit right in the center. Now to clean my blender pen, all I do is wipe it on my scratch paper until color no longer comes from it. And then it's clean and ready to use on another color. Now it's clean, and I'm going to move on and do the flowers next. Decided to do the flowers with Tempting Turquoise, so I'm just putting the tip of my pen on there, picking up some color on the tip of the pen, and I'm going to start coloring the flowers right down. Color, and there's a bit of shading on these flowers when you stamp them, so I'm going to do those shaded parts dark and then go out with some light as it gets lighter. I decided to do them the Tempting Turquoise because these flowers kind of remind me of forget-me-nots a little bit. So, got the center of the flower done there. It's still pretty dark, so I'm going to go on and do the shaded areas of another flower while it's still pretty dark, because the color will lighten up on the pen as you go along. So did that one. Now it's starting to lighten up a bit, so I'm going to go back to the other flower and want some lightness there. And it's a little bit lighter. I love these pens because you can pick up any color. You see how I've shaded that there now? Do the other one. Still a little bit of color there. See how it adds a bit of color. I'll go back and pick up some more ink on it to do another flower. I'll shade the darker areas first. And this little one is a little bud in there. On the leaves. Now I want a lighter shade, so I'm just going to do on my paper a bit to get some of the color off of it. It's lightened up a bit, and then I'll go back and color the flower some more light colors. You see how that works? Now I'm going to clean my pen again, because that's the flowers. Now I need to do the leaves, and the color is all gone. No more color coming from it. So I'll go back. Now you can see there's still a bit of color on the tip, but that's not showing up when I mark on the paper. So the tip is colored a bit, but it's okay. I'm going to go pick up some Mossy Meadow. I'm just tapping the ink pen on it. And then go back and color the darkest parts again with it, because I want that shade. So the parts of the stamp, when it's stamped, that shade, that's what I'm coloring in there. Doing each one. Go along. Okay, so I've added some dark color there. And I want some lighter, so I'm just going to take some of the ink off the pen by doing it on my scratch paper, and then go back, and it's a little bit lighter. You can see how it's a little bit lighter there now. Back to the rest of the leaves with the ink that's there, and the stem. I love these marker pens because you don't have all the markers, blender pens, so you don't have all the markers and all the colors. You can still use your ink pads with the blender pen to add some color. And there you go. All colored in with my blender pen. And I'm just going to wipe it to clean it again, and it'll be ready for me to go on another project when I'm ready to do another project. Blender pens, awesome tool to have.